You ever notice how she always sees your story? Like, always. 11:47 p.m. You're lying in bed, you post a photo of your ceiling or a song lyric, and there it is. Her little bubble at the top of the screen. She watched it. She saw your name. She saw your face. But the text you sent her 6 hours ago? Still undelivered. This was my Tuesday for 3 straight weeks. We met on Hinge. Great first date. Even better second date. Then suddenly, the rhythm changed. Texts that used to get instant replies now took 4 hours, then 8, then overnight. But my Instagram stories, she was always first, sometimes within minutes. I told myself this meant something. She's thinking about me, she's checking up on me, she's just busy. But she still wants to know what I'm doing. I built this entire narrative that she was interested but distracted, that the story views were her way of staying connected. I was so wrong. I was falling into what I now call the passive attention trap. Here's what was actually happening. And this is specific to modern US dating, especially if you're between 26 and 35, where everyone is chronically online but emotionally unavailable. She wasn't watching my stories because she missed me. She was watching them because it cost her nothing. Zero emotional investment, zero commitment. Just a thumb flick, a dopamine hit, and she moves on. I had to learn this the hard way. Attention is not intention. In fact, in 2026, they're often inversely related. Let me break down the psychology here. There's something called ambient awareness, this idea that social media lets us maintain relationships without actually maintaining them. We know what someone ate for breakfast, we know they went to the gym, we know they're still alive. So our brain thinks we're still connected, but we're not, we're just orbiting each other. She could watch my story, feel a brief sense of familiarity, and never have to answer the question, do I actually want to see this person again? The story view became a placeholder for intimacy. It felt like she was still in my life. But she wasn't. She was just auditioning for the role of someone interested without ever booking the gig. I analyzed this pattern for weeks. Here are the 3 types of attention women give you, and only one of them matters. Level 1, reactive attention. She replies if you text first. She laughs if you make a joke. She watches your story if you post it. This is the baseline. This is politeness. This is what she gives to her Uber driver. Level 2, responsive attention. She asks follow-up questions. She remembers details from 3 days ago. She suggests plans when you mention you're free. This is engagement. This is potential. Level 3, proactive attention. She texts you first. She sends you things that remind her of you. She initiates the next date before the current one ends. This is investment. This is attraction. The Instagram story? It doesn't even make level 1. It's pre-attention. It's subconscious. It's muscle memory. She watches everyone's stories. She watched her ex's story. She watched her coworker's story. She watched a guy she met once at a party 2 years ago. But I was assigning meaning to it because I wanted it to mean something. It's called confirmation bias. I needed evidence that she still liked me, so I took the only evidence available, that little bubble, and I inflated it into a promise. Here's the brutal truth that took me too long to accept. If she has time to watch your story, she has time to text you. Period. The "she's busy" excuse doesn't hold up when you realize she just spent 20 minutes scrolling through Instagram. She saw your face, she read your caption, she chose not to reply. That choice? That's your answer. But it's not malicious. That's the part that messes with you. She isn't trying to torture you. She probably does like you kinda. Like, enough to not block you, enough to see what you're up to, but not enough to prioritize you. This is what dating apps have created. The option economy. She doesn't have to choose between you and solitude. She chooses between you and 20 other notifications. And in that economy, passive attention is the minimum viable product. It's the free sample. It's just enough to keep you on the shelf, but not enough to take you home. So here's how you break the cycle. Because the worst part about the passive attention trap isn't that she isn't interested, it's that it keeps you from moving on. Every time I saw her name on my story, I got a hit of hope. And hope, when it's not backed by action, is just delayed disappointment. The fix is the story test. If she watches your story but hasn't replied to your last text, post something that requires a response. Not a poll, not a question sticker. Something personal. Post about a book you're reading that you discussed with her. Post about a restaurant you talked about going to. Make it specific to your connection. Then watch what she does. If she still just views it and doesn't text, you have your answer. She isn't confused, she isn't busy, she's just not choosing you. But here's the harder fix. Stop watching her stories. Mute her. Not to be petty, not to play games, but because every time you check if she watched yours, you're checking your own value. And your value isn't determined by a view count. I muted her. It took 3 days. On the 4th day, she texted me, "Hey, haven't heard from you in a while." And I felt that rush, that victory, she noticed. But then I realized she noticed because the attention stopped, not because she missed me. She missed the orbit, she missed the safety net, so I didn't reply. And 2 days later, she watched my story again, but this time, it didn't mean anything to me because I wasn't looking for evidence anymore. So here's your action step. Look at your phone right now. Who's that person? The one who always views your story, always likes your photo, but takes a day to text back? That's not your almost girlfriend. That's not your future girlfriend taking it slow. That's someone keeping you in her peripheral vision. You deserve to be in someone's direct line of sight. You deserve level 3 attention. You deserve someone who doesn't just watch your life in 30-second increments, but wants to be in the full-length feature. Drop a comment with muted if you've done this, or need to if you're still stuck in the orbit. I'll reply to every single one. Stop confusing views with value. Stop confusing attention with intention. Your story is worth more than a click. Make sure the next person knows they have to show up in your DMs, not just your analytics.